What it do, what it do, what it do. Welcome to 773 Oracle and Tarot. It is your girl, Chi-Town Ronnie, here to give you a remix for this day, October 17th. That's a Tuesday in the year of our Lord, 2023. Before I get into it, well, first off, I want to welcome my subscribers. Thank you all. And if you just happened to come across this channel, please hit that subscription. I'd love to have you be a part of the family. And above all, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and follow. And before I go into this reading, I woke up today and my short that I posted last night reached 2,100 views. As a burgeoning content creator, I am very humbled. I am very humbled and I am overwhelmed. And with that being said, I just want to thank you guys for finding value in what I do, because I truly love doing these readings for you. And once again, I am humbled and I'm grateful. So with that being said, once again, thank you so much. Let's get into our reading. Okay, so if you followed me on the Instagram, you saw that we are using Alana Fairchild's The Sacred Rebel Oracle. Okay, Alana Fairchild is a modern day witch. I call her the Divine Witch. Okay, and the doctors in the house. We got the good Dr. Judith Orloff with her Surrender, the Power of Surrender cards. This is a Hay House production, and Alana Fairchild's is a Blue Angel. A Blue Angel production. Okay, so with that said, here we go. Let's get into it. So we pulled card 29. 2 plus 9 is 11. 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, so right off the bat, we are talking about partnerships, opposites attracts, yin and yang, choices, balance, partnerships. That's what we're talking about here. And this one is called Seeing the True You. Okay, now the doctor tells us we need to surrender to joy. Okay, the key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. All right, here we go. So although that these readings are for the general collective, I gotta see what I gotta talk about what I see. Both of these cards, we have the water element. So I feel that we are, even though this reading is for the general collective, we are more focusing on Cancer, Scorpios, and Pisces. Okay, so if you are one of these signs, you may want to focus in on what we're talking about here. Okay, so with the Divine Witch, Miss Alana Fairchild's asking us to see to seeing the true you. We're talking about self-awareness. Okay, so we got that. We got one thing. But with the good doctor here, surrender to joy. Surrender to joy. All right. Surrender to joy. That means that there is a resistance because she's asking us to surrender. Okay. And to that, I would add, collective, don't surrender all your joy for an idea you used to have about yourself that isn't true anymore. You see, I'm trying to connect. I'm trying to connect here. Okay, so listen, choosing joy involves a spiritual surrender. And sometimes we would rather hold on to the pain than surrender to our egos. Collective, when you let go, it's a moment of trust. It's a moment of trust because in one hand, we know the pain and we are familiar with what we got. All right. But I'm going to get very raw here, collective. Okay. When you sit in shit all day, at a certain point, it stops smelling. And by that, I mean to say we get very comfortable being uncomfortable. That's not in alignment with the divine. Surrender to the joy. Joy is not here to mess you up. Choosing joy is, like I said, it involves a spiritual surrender. Okay, so with the divine helping us, we need to release, and we need to know when, and we need to know why, and we need to know how. And where all else fails, when all of those options seem overwhelmed, how about this? How about this, collective? You know what it feels like to feel pain, and you know what it feels like to feel bad. How about this? How about allowing yourself to feel something different than what you already know? You may just like that better. You may just like what's coming your way better. And if the universe brings you something to be joyful about, don't question it. Just understand that that moment was curated especially for you, collective. All right? You know, we were not put on this plane just to suffer. There's more to it than that. And you know, again, just let it go. Let it go and let that joy fill you up. You know, it's going to feel weird. It's going to feel unfamiliar. But being weird and unfamiliar doesn't necessarily mean it's going to feel bad. So we're gonna let that cook. We're gonna let that cook for a minute. Now, with the divine witch, she says seeing the true self. We're talking about self-awareness right here. So when you are self-aware, it allows you to self-correct. Owning your story can be hard, but not nearly as hard as spending the rest of your life from running from it. Did you catch all that? Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself, what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one that I'm about to criticize? Because that's it. When you see who you are, that means you understand your bullshit. And you can't, listen, straight talk leads to straight understanding. If you can name it, you can claim it. Okay, we all got that stuff. We all got that stuff. And again, what I said about surrendering, we'd rather hold on to that pain than surrender to the ego. We're talking about that right here too. You got to let that ego go. Baby, collective, let me tell you something. Ego's not paid no rent. Ego has been the cause of more people losing other people than anything else. When you do that, you're wasting time. You can make your money. If you lose money, you always make some money. If you gain weight, you can lose weight. All these things we can do. But the things that you can never get back are the words that come out of your mouth once they come out, and time that is wasted. You're never going to get those two back. So, you just, collective, you just got to be aware of who you are. Like I said, self-awareness gives us the capacity to learn from our mistakes as well as our successes. you know um it's easy for us to believe our own bullshit, but you got to be aware. You can lie to everybody else, but once you start lying to yourself, you lost. So once you give up the bullshit that no longer serves you, it's going to make more room for you to let some more joy come through. And with that being said, collective, let me ask you something. What's the worst thing that can happen if you admit to your mistakes? What's the worst thing that can happen? I was wrong. Okay, and wait a minute, because you're talking to an Aquarian right now. And listen, I got some pride. Listen, if pride was a commodity and I could sell it and jar it, I'd be in a brand new tax bracket. Okay, but I know that about myself. I know that us Aquarians, we know ourselves. We pride ourselves on the intellect. We pride ourselves on being how do I want to say it? Aware. Okay. We speak our minds, and we tend to see both sides of the story and of the argument, and though we can be super, we may not be super emotional, but we are understanding. So I know who I am, but I'm here to tell you, collective, I'm here to tell you, I know when I'm acting in pride. And let me say, when I step back, it's never worked in my favor. It's not going to work in your favor either. Now, I'm not saying you're supposed to give up your pride. I'm not saying you're supposed to accept the disrespect. What I am saying is to step back and ask if it's really worth it. If what you're holding on to, if the cause is worth the effort. And if it's not, it's time to let that go. It's time to let that go. And once you let that go, you've opened up space to let some joy come through. And when you let joy lead, baby, you get a whole lot further, and it's easier. It's easier. And when you feel joy, it's one of those things that you want to spread it around, and it's a ripple. And we start affecting our life, our world, and our affairs. So that was that. Collective, see yourselves for who you are, the good and the bad. The good and the bad. All right? When you do, in what you are capable of, let the bullshit go. And in its place, replace it with some joy. Replace it with some joy. And like I said, I see the water element here. So for me, again, this reading was for the collective. But as water signs, Cancer, Scorpios, and Pisces, I want you all to take a special heed for this one, okay? Hey, collective, once again, thank you for that 2,100 views on that short. It makes a girl feel good. With that being said, if you resonated with this reading, please pass it on to somebody else. It might be the blessing that they are looking for. And when I'm in the asking mood, please like, please share, please follow, please subscribe, and above all, please stay blessed. And once again, thank you so much.